Warning! Warning! This episode contains swearing. So, if you don't like words any stronger than spanner or ragamuffin, then maybe this podcast isn't for you.
Dean Gary. Gary and Dean, chatting along in a new podcast. Gary and Dean, and Gary's got hairy hands. We run around and see the world, triathlon tales, Dean's hair is curled. We talk some shit and play some games. For legal reasons, some names are changed. Oh, sorry. Gary and Dean, chatting along on a new podcast. Gary and Dean, you won't get this time back. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to the Behind the Medal podcast. Happy birthday to us. Yeah!
We did it! Happy birthday, Gary.
Happy 1 year anniversary. Do you know?
We made it.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk it?
I'm very excited to find out what you've got me for our anniversary.
Nothing.
Unbelievable.
I drove to Bury for you
Yeah, thanks for that.
with a grin on my head.
Yeah, and I rewarded you with Subway hash browns.
Subway and hash browns.
I went to Subway
Mm-hmm.
and I got us a sandwich each.
Uh-huh.
And then I looked at the menu and I thought, oh, they do hash browns. I'll try them. So
Nice.
I bought 6 hash browns.
Uh-huh.
No, I didn't. I bought 12 hash browns. Right, it's a lot of hash browns. And then I popped one straight in my mouth.
Oh.
And I think I've took all the skin off my mouth.
Last time I was in Subway, I ordered the breakfast and the hash browns, and I got to the end, and I said to the cashier lady, this and a coffee and some hash browns. She went, "You have to order the hash browns at the start of your sandwich journey."
Did you queue jump?
No, I just hadn't know. I didn't know the fucking protocol of the hash browns, and she talked to me like I'd just come into her fucking house and set fire to the children.
I like the idea of a sandwich journey, though. Order at
Yeah.
the start of the sandwich journey.
Well,
Is that
you-
what she called it?
Yeah,
Wow.
looking at me like that, squinted eyes, tilted head. You've got to order the hash browns at the start of your sandwich journey. I'll just fuck off, sound low. Anyway, we started very weird, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Behind the Medal.
1 year on and nothing's changed.
Welcome to the beginning of Series 3. This is Series 3, Episode 1. Happy New Year.
Yeah, happy New Year.
Decade.
Yeah, happy new decade.
New decade, new me.
Happy birthday to both of us. You've had your birthday and I've had my birthday.
Yeah, we're combined age now of 62,
Oh,
listener.
shit. I'm doing a lot of the heavy lifting in that as well.
Well, 2 years. I was 30 last week.
I was
so,
32.
Yeah, it's not the heavy lifting.
Well, it's the bigger number.
I thought maths wasn't your strong point. He's nailed it. We had a bit of a break over Christmas and into the new year. But we left you with a little present before we went away. We ended Series 2 with a little interview with a guy. What was his name?
No, it wasn't.
Brian. Was it Brian?
That doesn't sound right.
Ed
Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
That was pretty funny, wasn't it?
It was. We kept that really under our hat, didn't we? Really?
Yeah. Can we do the full journey? Because when did we record that? In
September was it?
yeah, and I reckon every other day I was texting Dean going, "Can we release it yet? Can we release it yet?" Because we were waiting for all kinds of okays from
All kinds of
management
clearance. Yeah.
all over the fucking world.
Yeah. I would be emailing New York, and there was a time where I was emailing the fucking Antarctic because his manager was on a boat down there. It's mad. It was mad. But we managed to get the green light just before Christmas, so it all worked out well.
Yeah.
And you learned the virtues of patience.
well, I don't know if I learned it. I experienced them.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a long wait.
It was, but it was worth it.
It was. I was so happy with what we'd done and the episode and the content
Yeah.
that I just couldn't wait to get it out. I was dying for people to hear it
Yeah.
because I was so proud of our little fucking weird podcast. Less than a year old at that point, and we were
Yeah.
interviewing the biggest pop star on the planet. It was quite a thing.
It was cool. I don't know how did we manage to keep that under our hat?
We did well.
Yeah. It's because we're not known for our subtlety.
No, and also I want to shout out to my family as well because they are the biggest fucking blabbermouths,
Gossips.
yeah, in the whole of history. Especially my sister Joanne. Jesus Christ! So high five to them for keeping that under the hats as well.
Yeah. But so since then, we released our Ed, bless him. You know, such a generous lad. I've known him, as you probably heard in the podcast. I've known him for quite a long time. It was his idea to come onto the show, and I said, "Yeah, man, absolutely." What a nice guy he is.
Yeah.
Right? Because this is the first time you'd met him, and just what a sweet dude.
I was very nervous.
Yeah, you were. I'd never seen you. Gary's face matched his hair colour.
Yeah.
It went all red.
Because obviously I knew we were rocking up to Ed Sheeran's house to meet and chat with Ed Sheeran. But when he opened the door, all of a sudden I was like, all right, that is actually Ed Sheeran. It was a very weird feeling.
Was there a moment before that happened where you thought that I was just a fantasist and this was just a ginger kid with a guitar? And you're like, Dean doesn't actually know this guy.
Know him? Have you always seen that Ed Sheeran lookalike that's knocking him out and does a bit? I was thinking maybe it's him. And Dean doesn't actually know, and I'll be the after one to break it to him.
Dean, that's not him.
But yeah, it was very, very fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
But he was very lovely and very welcoming.
Just so, he's always, like I said, I knew him, how long did he say on the podcast? 12 years or so. So it was well before he was, this crazy famous dude. He'd always been extremely talented from the first moment I saw him pick up a guitar. And we'd just been pals, and he's never changed a bit.
Yeah.
It's just super fucking normal.
Yeah, it was very nice. He broke my hard drive. I don't know if I told you this.
No?
Yeah, because we had all our recording gear in the back of the car, and he offered to help take some shit out.
Oh, when he dropped it?
Yeah,
oh,
so he picked up my bag, and he picked it up upside down or whatever, and something fell out. It's the hard drive hit his fucking gravel, and I tried it the week later, and it completely died. I was fuck.
Oh no!
And bill him.
Yeah, dude. Oh shit! What did you lose then?
Well, I've got a backup of the hard drive because
Right.
I'm OCD head, but it was
Nice.
all my music.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Not the porn hard drive then.
No, that never leaves the house for fear of getting locked up.
For fear of a pop star dropping it on its head. But no, it seemed to be received really well. Obviously, we were super aware that we have a core group of listeners. We joke that there's only me and you listen to this, but we know that there's a core group of listeners who listen for the running stories and all that. And we knew that it would just be thrown open to a whole new group of humans once Ed was talking on it. But it seems like everyone enjoyed it.
Yeah, because we were always aware of the fact that we were crowbarring it in because we knew him and because it's Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
But also, like I say, the content was really good in terms of our podcast. And I think, I was really pleased with how it all came out. And the people that did listen to it, we were getting comments and tweets or whatever else saying that it was really nice to hear him talking so openly and comfortably, chatting with mates. And that was what I wanted really out of the whole thing.
Yeah, I think he's so recognizable now, and he's so he's so busy doing gigs and recording all that sort of stuff. I don't think he often gets the chance to sit down and talk in a non-pressurized way. Because one of the things that his management wanted to know, I got an email from his upper management saying, right, about the podcast, who are you? Who do you work for? Who do you make it for? What are your sponsors? All of these questions, and I was literally like, it's me and my mate Gary.
Yeah, in a living room somewhere.
A living room with his. Literally, I was like, it's his DJ equipment and my garage band. We have no sponsors. We do fake sponsors, but there's no libelous content in there at all. And I just had to list all these things, and I bet they got the email back and was like, who the fuck are these guys?
Who are these chances?
Yeah.
Well, that was one of the things that I really enjoyed in my own little mind is these people all over the world listening to that fucking stupid theme tune going, what is this?
Yeah.
What is going on?
Some 13-year-old fan in Paraguay
Exactly.
going, what is this nonsense? So what happened afterwards? Because we released it, I think it was the 20th of December we released it. And then straight away his fans picked it up all over the world. There was Brazilian accounts getting in touch, Italy, all over the Japanese, loads of stuff going on. And then we started to pop up in all the British newspapers, didn't we?
Yeah. And it was a side of it that I never really thought about either, but it was going in all the papers.
Yeah.
you know, all online papers, and we were getting tagged in all these mad tweets.
Yeah.
And then I think the big one has got to be the Good Morning America, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that was fucking stupid.
For anyone, excuse me, burping all over the pop guard. For anyone who missed us tweeting about this, Good Morning America is a huge TV show.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of what, This Morning, something like that, or like.
I think bigger. Is it not the biggest breakfast show in the world? Or have I made that up?
No, it is. Yeah. So it's a huge breakfast show shot in New York, like a big studio, and their lead story on Christmas morning was about Behind the Metal podcast.
Yeah. It's so weird. The video is hilarious because you've got this panel of like 3 or 4 people all sat around discussing what Ed was talking about on the Behind the Metal podcast. It's so funny.
Well, the best bit about it was as well because they were picking up about his sort of body image stuff and his weight loss and how he's found his balance and all that sort of thing now. And then we thought the segment had finished, and then they brought a fucking like psychologist over.
Yeah, to
analyze it. And again, like some poor fucking researcher in the New York office of Good Morning America has to listen to me and you talking shit.
I know. It's so funny. But it was just a side that I never thought would happen.
No, I didn't think that would
It's so funny
happen.
that we were on Good Morning America.
Well, no, it was as I was watching the clip, you'd mainly just hear Ed's voice talking about stuff, but then every so often you'd hear my Yorkshire tone going, yeah.
There's a bit in it where, because he's talking about being ginger, and really subtly in the background, I just go, I feel you, brother.
Yeah, great.
And again, less than 1 year old at that point, and we were on Good Morning America. I mean, whatever happens after here, I couldn't give a fuck.
No. Well, that's one of those things, you know, we joke about doing what the fuck we want, but why not?
Yeah.
Right? This is like, I've spoken to a few people because it is the start of a year, start of a decade. A lot of people have just been like, I'm just going to fucking try shit this year.
Absolutely.
This time last year, we were sat in this room recording this for the very first time going, will this work? Is it what's going to happen? Just try stuff.
Yeah.
Create art. Be happy. This isn't art, but I mean, be creative and speak stuff.
Art, I guess, is
Say it again.
Art.
There's a T on the end of there. So.
Art is an outlet, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's an expressive form. So this is art, man. We're creating art.
We are, yeah.
Me and you here with our 300 hash browns.
Carry on, dude. Is that art?
Yeah, okay. Mate, I'm bang up for it because, like you say, we tried this thing, and whether we're winging it, whether we're blagging it, whether we're fucking murdering it, it doesn't matter, does it? We're putting it out there. People are listening, and it's you know, it's doing what we wanted to achieve. So fuck them.
Yeah, oh yeah. What's been nice as well over the Christmas period, we've had a bit of an upturn in people talking to us online and getting in touch about stuff and us making them laugh and getting them through stuff, and that's just gorgeous. Like when we set out to start this thing, excuse us being a little self-indulgent talking about
it's our anniversary. Well, this is all we're going to do in this episode.
Okay, fuck you better knuckle in and knuckle down,
knuckle in, get your knuckles in,
knuckle in and listen to us
to the knuckles,
patting ourselves on the back. But when we started this, and like when I was talking to Ed's management, we said we have no intention of making money from this, because the thing that we enjoy the most about this sort of thing is making people laugh, making each other laugh.
Yeah, and we do that very well.
Oh yeah, I think it's a really nice model where you set up to do something like a podcast or make a film or write a song, and don't really care if anyone else engages with it as long as it entertains you.
Exactly. Yeah.
When we went on as guests on a podcast, when was that? A couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about the idea that when me and Gary met doing sketch comedy, and the idea with any form of comedy like that is make yourself laugh first and hope that the audience is as fucking weird as you.
Yeah, and then they'll join in, won't they? Yeah. We're all on the same wavelength. But it seems to be working, because I was going to say, like, I've sent you one that I read the other day on Instagram, and this was lovely, and it was just saying they really related to us talking about the importance of running when you're happy and in a good headspace.
Yeah.
Looking after future self. You know, we've mentioned that loads as well.
Yeah.
And it's good, man. It's good that we seem to be somehow stumbling across a what's the word? Like fucking hell.
And we're back into the rhythm. You mean like a common voice?
That's the word. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So we're talking and we're doing our thing, but we're stumbling across something that everybody seems to be.
Yeah.
You know, feeling.
Yeah.
And it's nice, isn't it, that we're all going through the same shit and.
Well, I think what one of the who was it who spoke to me about this? Friend of ours, Sophie Powell's, her fella Mark was talking about the podcast, and he said it's number one, it's like earwigging on the bus. It's like we're just chatting and you just sort of listen in. But he said the other thing is that it's almost underdog spirit, like because we make. Obviously, historically, we've done decent times at marathons. We've achieved lots of really lovely stuff, but we don't take it that seriously. And so the idea that we can talk in the way that we do and take the piss out of what we do means that it's very relatable. I hope.
Yeah,
No,
that makes sense. I never thought of it like that. So we sort of. This is going to sound really arrogant, but it gives us a bit more of a right. Is that?
Yeah.
Is that a horrible thing to say? It gives us a bit more of a right to preach.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Do you think, or is that horrible?
No.
I feel like
we don't preach. I don't think we preach.
No, I was just using that as a term because I couldn't think of what the word is that we do.
Words.
If I was listening to a podcast, right, with Paula Radcliffe and Mo Farah, I would
What's Mo short for, by the way?
Because he's got no legs.
You just ruined the punchline. What do you mean he's got no legs? It's because he's got little legs is the punchline. You fucking idiot.
Oh, I couldn't tell if that was a genuine question there or not.
It wasn't a genuine question. I was trying to set myself up for a joke. And you ruined it.
I can't remember what I was going to say, and I felt like it was such a good point.
If Paula Radcliffe and Mo, who has no legs now, were doing a podcast about running,
yeah, I would take it. I would take it a bit more. I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to relate to it as much because they can run 2.5 hour marathons, and you know they've got a bit of cash in the bank, and just little things, little nuggets of where it removes me a bit from their situation.
Yeah.
I feel
yeah, I know what you mean. Because I've listened to podcasts with actors before, because that's my job. So I listen to sort of people talking about it, and you the really successful ones, they're very boring because it's like succeed. There's the what have we always said about Instagram culture? You need the journey, so you need to know point A and point B via point D, Z, Y, X, exclamation point, all that. And so with amateur athletes like me and you, who make absolutely no fucking threats about taking it any more seriously than we actually do, it's very relatable versus if you had Mo with the gimpy leg and Paula talking about how to lengthen your calf muscle by an inch.
Yeah,
do you know?
yeah, that's what you're saying.
It doesn't exclude people.
I feel better now because I felt like I was worried about that. I would sound arrogant saying that. So
what do you mean? You mean you were worried about going? Our podcast is better than any podcast that Paula Radcliffe and Mo Farah could fucking put together.
Yes, really. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Because it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Stephen Hawking. I used to be the most intelligent man on planet Earth, but even with all my intelligence, I cannot understand a fucking word of the Behind the Metal podcast. However, happy anniversary to them both. How they've made it to 1 year, I will never know.
You want to know how I got these scars? Laughing to the Behind the Metal podcast. Happy anniversary, guys.
Hello there, it's Michael Parkinson here.
I've interviewed many people over my illustrious career, but I can't hold a candle to the two boys off the Behind the Medal podcast. They do a sterling job. Happy 1 year anniversary to you both.
Hey, it's Christopher Walken here. I just want to wish the boys at the Behind the Medal podcast a very happy 1 year anniversary. I hit a medal in my ass once, and then I cleaned it and gave it to Bruce Willis. Happy anniversary, guys.
So as it's the 1 year anniversary, we thought we would do a Q&A session.
Yes.
Give the listeners a chance to get to know us, Dean. And,
Getting to know us.
Yeah,
Getting to know all about. I thought you were going to join in at some point.
I don't know the song.
Okay.
Get into our heads a little bit.
Yeah.
We've had a whole rake of questions, actually.
Yeah, thanks for sending those in,
Yeah.
boys and girls.
Some of them serious ones.
Yep.
Some of them not so much.
Less serious.
So I thought we'd mix it up and do, whatever order feels right.
Yeah.
Right. First off, it's from Hannah Margaret. What would you name your feet? So this is the level we're at, listeners. Right. She goes on to say, like, boxers give the fist names. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this.
What would you name your feet?
Well, I was thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
And this, you'll have to bear with me a little bit.
Okay.
Animals with human names, I think, is the funniest thing in the world.
Animals with human names.
Yeah.
So like the cat that's called Keith.
Yeah.
Okay.
A dog called Peter, or just something like that. So I would probably call my feet something human, like Kevin and Stuart.
Kevin and Stuart. Are they the names of minions? Kevin and Stuart.
No, I've never seen it.
Have you not?
No.
You'd like it. It's a lot of nonsense.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So there's my answer. Anyway, I'd call my feet Kevin and Stuart.
Kevin and Stuart.
Same question to you, Dean.
I think just to go exactly against your reasoning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna name my feet dogs' names.
Okay.
So left is Lassie and right is Rex.
Yeah. Is that so you can do your left and right?
Yeah. Lassie and Rex.
Well, pleased to meet you. Lee Butler on Instagram. He's doing his first marathon in April, the Manchester Marathon.
Nice one, Lee.
Yeah, man. We'll see you there. We'll see you on the start line, brother.
Yeah.
He just wants to know, basically, any golden nuggets about the event day itself, any do's and don'ts, how to enjoy the first race.
He's put there any golden nuggets. Is he trying to slag you off for shitting yourself? Is that what he's saying there?
I didn't get that, but I like it though. Probably
your golden pant nuggets.
That would be my advice then, Lee. Don't shit yourself.
No, yeah. So any little tidbits.
Yeah.
For the event day itself. I remember the first time we did a marathon. I read somewhere that your hydrating is done in the 2 days before you get there.
Yeah.
That was a game changer for me.
Yeah.
So Sunday in it. So Friday, Saturday, loads of water. Just stay so hydrated because you can't rush hydration on the morning of, can you?
No, and you can end up doing more harm if you take on more water on the race day than good. Also, leading up to prep, always stick a bit more salt in your food as well.
Yes,
that's a good one as well.
Yep.
Just help your muscles. So hydrate, bit of salt in the food leading up to it.
Mm-hmm.
Race day itself. It's a classic, but it's a goodie.
Yep.
Don't say it with me. Don't set off too quickly. Don't set off too quickly.
Yeah. And as well, I just thought if you're going to be using gels on the day, then train with them.
Yeah, don't do anything different on race day that you've not been doing in training. There's a few.
Yeah.
Also, we've said this 100 times. You've done all the hard work.
Yeah.
The race day, enjoy every fucking moment.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the build up at the start where you're going to be the most terrified you possibly may have ever been.
Yeah.
Because the adrenaline and the nerves is a great feeling. So enjoy it. Lean into it.
One that I feel like is a very behind the medal style tip is make sure you've got definite plans for afterwards. Find a party, find a beer, find a burger, whatever your vice is.
Yeah.
Make sure you book that in with your loved ones so that you, if in those moments where you're in the bit of darkness as you're coming through Sale or wherever, you just remind yourself that every step is a step towards your
Good
missus
advice, that's a
or
good shout.
your mister or your burger or your vodka. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Ian Taylor has put, who would win a beer mile out of the two of you?
What does that mean?
Well, it's a mile, a drink of beer every mile, isn't it?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I think so.
It's not like a yard of ale.
Oh.
Is that what I thought? I was like a mile of beer.
Well, either way, it's going to be you because I don't drink beer.
You drink cider. It's a similar.
Yeah, but I couldn't drink.
No,
I couldn't drink that much cider.
it's got to be me then, isn't it?
I'd be on my ass.
Anyone order a lad?
Yeah.
You know.
Anyone order a dickhead? If it was any other drink, if it was my drink,
Yeah.
vodka, I'd nail it.
Oh yeah.
I'd
Or red wine.
yeah.
Or what is it? You or the
There's-
de-icer? What do you drink?
There's a marathon in France, isn't there, where you drink a red wine every mile?
Yeah. Fuck me. I wouldn't fancy that.
I see. I would. I think it'd be a right laugh.
If it was a 10k, maybe a marathon.
Yeah, but what you're thinking about is if you do it in marathon time, if you take all day to do it,
Right.
basically it's just a pub crawl
Oh.
in shorts and t-shirts.
What else we got? Erica Thornton from Twitter has asked us heel strike versus forefoot. Discuss, she says. I recently tried to transition to forefoot. It felt greater, faster, but painful on the old calves. Decided I didn't have enough time to take it slowly and properly until after the Brian half. What the fuck is she talking about, Gary? I don't heel strike versus forefoot.
She needs to be listening to the podcast with Mo Farah and Paul Radcliffe. Ali Lavender, our mate Ali.
Ali.
If you trained full time, I like this question.
Yeah.
If you trained full time as an athlete, how fast do you think you could run?
I remember me and Dan Walker, Dan Dad, Nathaniel Father, talking about this. He was talking about like as a TV format, take Joe Blogg's normal man on the street guy, runners like us, pay their wages for a year and get them to train like an athlete and see what you could physically achieve. Yeah, which is a cool format.
Yeah,
for something like Sport Relief. Something.
Yeah.
What do you think for yourself?
Well, mine's very
3:59.
Yeah, it wouldn't be athlete times because I know me.
What do you describe as athlete times?
Well, what did they run London in 2 hours? So I reckon about 2.5, 2:45 is athlete times.
Yeah.
So I reckon mine's probably still going to be 3.5 because I'm a lazy fucker.
No, but this is if you train full time as an athlete. Read the question, Gary.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying if I train full time, I would still have a day where I'd go, fuck it, I'm gonna swerve the run and have a beer, but I'd probably do that 5 times a week.
Rate it. Do you think?
I'd probably, yeah. I don't know. I can't picture me training full time as an athlete.
I think if I train full time as an athlete, I would get sub 3.
Yeah.
Because without training full time as an athlete, I got 3:18.
Yeah, but that seems like more achievable
Right.
for you to shave 20 minutes off
Yeah.
than for me to shave 2 hours off.
2 hours.
Yeah. No.
You're on 4 hours now. So
An hour then.
Yeah, an hour. Yeah. You could shave it. If you trained every single day. If you the question I think is less. Are you able to train full time as an athlete? More, what could you achieve if you did do that?
Well, yeah, sub 3 then.
Fucking hell.
Question answered.
Have an original thought in your head.
She's also added a second question. What is the best chocolate milkshake available?
I don't know.
I don't like chocolate milkshake.
I was going to say I would
Strawberry.
always swerve that for a banana milkshake myself.
Oh, you banana.
Oh yeah.
Do
yeah,
McDonald's still do chocolate milkshake?
Yeah, must do.
I don't think they do.
Why?
I don't know. I've just never, ever seen anyone drink a chocolate milkshake from McDonald's.
Is that because you're not 11 anymore?
No, because I've seen people drink strawberry milkshakes.
Where?
McDonald's.
Where are you? You mean you in McDonald's? You're investigating everyone's fucking drinks. What are you talking about?
But you can see the straws, can't you?
Brian O'Donoghue. A question for Gary. This year, what race will you make your biggest splash? And then he adds, well, splatter, as this seems to be your specialist skill.
Yeah, I did like that. I like that I'm becoming known for bodily functions. I don't mind it at all. Well, I'm only doing 2 races this year, so probably both of them.
They're doing 2 marathons this year.
2
but you'll do
marathons.
You'll do plenty of other ones, right?
Yeah, I imagine, because I'm doing Manchester Marathon and Gold Coast Marathon.
Yeah.
The Manchester Marathon I'm going to take fairly seriously.
Mm-hmm.
The Gold Coast one, not so much. So I would imagine I'm probably going to make a bigger splatter in Australia.
Right.
To be quite honest with you, Brian.
Kangaroo steak leaking out of your anus.
Exactly. Kangaroo steak and goon wine.
Oh, yeah. Right, we've got another one here. Another one from Brian. He's got plenty of questions in his head, the
good
lad.
for him.
This is in a two-parter. Gary, what is your greatest running achievement? That's a good question.
It is.
Looking back on when we first shit on the street.
Do you know what, right? And this is probably going to be underwhelming as an answer, but I don't think I've got one singular achievement. I think every time I cross the finish line, that's a achievement.
Yeah.
And an achievement. I couldn't specify one.
Mm-hmm.
I think every time I get up and lace my shoes, I feel like it's an achievement.
Yeah.
That sounds really quotey, doesn't he, and philosophical, but
No, then that's good. Because that means that you've not you're it's ongoing and it's every time.
yeah.
So that's a good answer.
Every time I lace up my shoes and get out the door
Yeah.
and do a run 3 miles, 5 miles, 26.2 miles, I feel like I've achieved something.
And you have.
Yeah. So I couldn't specify one.
What a guy.
However, every marathon's pretty special.
Yeah. That question wasn't aimed at me, but I'm going to answer it anyway. The first ever 10K I did, it feels like my greatest achievement. Because I remember training for it. I trained up to 8 kilometres. I think I've said this before. And I was like, there is no way on earth that there's another 2 kilometres that is possible. The earth is not 2 kilometres bigger. It was in Sheffield and it was horrible. And then the question continues from Brian to me, which is, Dean, what is your running aspiration? No bollocks about Aristotle from Gary, and not running on the cheap from Dean. He knows us very well.
He knows us very well. He's an avid listener.
Yeah. What is my running aspiration? My running aspiration is very, very simple. A few years ago, and even towards the start of last year and stuff, I felt like I could run through this wall right here. I felt strong enough, big enough, quick enough, mean enough to be able to run through. And I've just lost that little bit of strength and a little bit of speed. I don't know if I'll do a marathon this year. I've sort of come to terms with the idea that maybe that won't be a thing because various factors work and that sort of thing. It doesn't feel like, but I'll do plenty of running. And my main thing is just to feel that strength come back into the legs.
Yeah.
So that's the answer to that.
Good.
What have you got?
I like this one. I want to know, what is the biggest animal you each think you could single-handedly cling film to a lamppost?
Who's that from?
Sam.
Oh.
Sam on Twitter. Blessed with pace.
At Blessed with Pace.
Yeah. Just to be clear, I'm going to need your methods as well. Well, I'm...
Such a weird question.
Yeah, I like it, though.
Oh, yeah.
But mine's going to have to be fairly small, but still quite adventurous. So
Go on.
I'm thinking along the lines of like a llama or...
I knew you were going to say llama then.
Why?
I don't know. I could sense it.
Because a dog's too small, but I reckon I can cling film a llama.
Single-handedly.
Yeah, I think so. I think I've got the strength and the dexterity, and which is key in this. I've got really long arms.
Yes, you do.
So I could wrap them round.
However, there's a lot of hair on those arms, so if you get the cling film wrong, you're going to have a real tussle with that.
Yeah, I like that word. It's a good word, tussle. That's mine, llama. And I would...
Method.
Basically, just sheer strength and determination. I'd fucking wrap my arms around it. I'd pin it to the lamppost, and with the other arm, I'd do the first layer.
Yeah.
And then I'd let go of it and just run round a few times.
Oh, God.
And just really make sure it's tied in there.
Gary, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Why have you got a hard on? I think we should forward at Blessed with Pace, Sam. I think we should forward his details to the fucking social services or something.
Yeah.
For the federales.
I don't mind it. I like it. I'm into it.
When you've asked me that, I'm thinking single-handedly cling film to a lamppost. Am I allowed a cherry picker?
No.
Why not?
Because that's not single-handedly, is it?
It don't have hands. It's a machine.
No, it single-handedly means on your own.
So I'm just on the street, and there's a passing fucking llama in your storyline, and I've got a heap of cling film.
It doesn't have to be passing. You can go and collect it.
Okay. Where are you collecting a llama from?
The llama farm.
Tie your llama down. The the biggest animal. I'm gonna go Shetland pony.
Oh, so I win then.
Yeah, probably. Because my method would be, I would put a load of sugar cubes. I would gaffer tape a load of sugar cubes to the bottom of the lamppost. Shetland pony wanders over. I feel like they're quite thick. It's tiny little heads.
Yeah. Why do you need to gaffer tape them?
What? What, the sugar cubes?
Yeah.
Otherwise they'd fall off, you monster.
Just put them on the floor. How big do you think a Shetland pony is?
Oh, it's not big, but I don't want the sugar cubes to get dirty, do I? I'm already cling filming to a fucking lamppost. I don't want to upset him. And then simple. I just when he started eating the sugar cubes, I just kick fuck out of him and then wrap him round.
Right.
Sorted.
Question answered.
Yep.
Hi, Shubrook.
Yep.
Loved listening to the interview with my sister. That's nice, isn't it?
Rated, yeah.
Are you planning to do any big runs with her?
Well,
Manchester Marathon.
Yep.
Yeah, she's doing that. So
how's her training going?
Yeah, amazing.
Good.
She's up to like just over half marathon distance now.
Nice.
So her next long run is going to be the furthest she's ever run. So
I love all that. That's so exciting.
yeah, it's good, isn't it? We were like 8 weeks ago. She's nailing it. So yeah, we won't run together on Manchester Marathon, but it still counts, doesn't it? I think
you'll drink together afterwards.
Fucking right, we will.
Celebrate.
Right.
What else we got? Rachel Bentley asks best and worst race. Should we start with best? What are you saying, Gary? Best.
The most fun I've had on a race was I did a 10K in London.
Oh yeah.
Last year was it? I think.
Yeah.
With Danny Tennant, Dan Walker, and Luke Baylor.
Yeah.
And it was very funny, very funny. We had a big night out before, which carried on till the wee hours, and then we got up and we didn't even get up. We just put our trainers on, and it was very, very, very funny, and it was just a right laugh. It was a wonderful day, and that's gone down genuinely in one of my highlights of my running career. It was very funny.
I think my best race was first marathon, Tromsø.
Yeah.
Arctic Circle, run around the fjords. You don't get much fucking better than that.
You don't. It's very true. Oh, you've made me feel bad about my
Piss can.
Yeah.
What's your worst race then?
York Marathon. It was one of the worst days of my life. It was so rainy and so cold. I was just cramping up from head to toe, and I couldn't wait for it to end. And when people ask me, like, name the marathons, I even missed it off the list. Not intentionally, but I just forget it ever happened. I think I've like blocked it out of my memory.
I loved doing York. I had a great time. That's where I got my
that
PB.
was your PB on it, yeah. I just hate it. It was just the weather. It just completely ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Awful day.
My worst race, I would probably say, was that Keighley one. Remember we did Keighley? It was 10K.
Really?
Well, yeah, it was my mum's birthday the night before. I was shitting through the eye
I
of
was
the
going to
needle.
say you had about 20 shits, didn't you?
I think I got to 13, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not normal, man. I kept it together though, unlike my pal opposite.
Yeah.
You little waste of space. What else we got?
Kath Martin.
Kath Martin, friend of the show, friend of us.
Yeah. Can you drag yourselves out of a mental health slump to go for a run, knowing it'll help, or do you go with the slump? Can you ease?
Put your teeth in.
I know.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, because I've put all the emphasis on the wrong syllable there as well.
Can you drag yourself out of a mental health slump to go for a run, knowing it'll help you, or do you go with the slump? Can you easily differentiate between a slump and just not giving a fuck today? So yeah, she's saying, do you recognise you're in a slump and think, right, I'm going to get myself out of this by going on a run, or do you go, I'm going to just be in the slump? This is a good question. This is something that I toy with a lot of the time.
Yeah, I would say I probably allow myself to have the slump.
Yeah.
I never put too much pressure on myself to go for a run because they're the ones that fucking hurt. They're never good runs. You go for a run and when you're not feeling great and it'll be messy and untidy and not good for you physically or mentally, I don't think. So I think you've got to allow yourself the slump. And when there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel, that's the moment. For me anyway, that's the moment that I would then think, right, well, now is a good time to lace up my trainers and really drag me out of the trough.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think there are times where you recognise actually hibernating, staying in is going to be more beneficial than going out. But then there are some times where, it always happens when if I'm working away from home, which happens quite a lot in my game, I'll need to go for a run.
Right.
I'll be like, actually, what is happening now is that I need those endorphins. I need to move my body. you know,
Yeah.
and go for a run. But that's a good question. That's an intuitive question, because I think sometimes, a lot of the time when we speak about running, it's as if motivation is a given,
It's not.
but it's not.
No, is
Do
it?
you know? So a lot of the time that's the biggest battle in your
That's
head.
harder than I've always said. This getting out the door is the hardest part of a run.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Once you're out there, there's only one way to go, and that's home. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But it's getting out of the fucking door.
Yeah.
Because there's been many a times where I've put my PE kit on, put my trainers on, and then thought, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm going back into my pajamas and putting the telly on.
Yeah.
So getting out the door is the hardest bit. But again, yeah, man, you got to allow yourself the slump. I think we all get like that. So
Constantly, yeah. I think putting pressures on ourselves to do things that we don't want to do is a very strange idea. So even though you know something is good for you, like running, if you are in a position where you're like, actually staying in is going to be more beneficial for me, it's so human to feel guilty about not doing a thing that you actually don't actually want to do.
yeah. Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very strange mindset.
But
Guilt. I call it Catholic guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is linking right back to what I said at the start of the episode. It feels like our weird stumbling and rambles is a really shared common theme. So you've just said that, and I know exactly what you mean and how that feels. So I imagine every bugger else does who's listening to this goes, yeah, Catholic guilt. I know that feeling.
Yeah. It's a strange thing. It's a strange thing. But I'm interested. Like, there's a lot of people I bet who are listening to this though, who are part of that crew who are on a streak of like 400 consecutive days, or like who was I speaking to the other day? They were on 600 days. They were coming up to 2 years where they'd run every single day. Christmas Day, their birthday, all of those things, and I admire it so much.
Yeah, no way I could do that.
No, because my willpower is pretty great, but it's not like that.
No. I'm training at the moment, and I've got about I think it's 4 or 5 runs planned in my diary a week.
Yeah.
And I know full well there's going to be at least one cross next to one of the runs. You know what I mean? Just because of time and work and allowing myself to have the slump. So I guess I probably put 4 or 5 runs in subconsciously, knowing that I'm not going to do 4 or 5 runs.
Yeah.
So how they do 200, fuck me, I'll never know.
It's quite mad. It's quite mad. Maybe I'll try and do that.
What?
Just start consecutive running, even if it's to the bottom of the street. Yeah.
Does that count?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, do it then.
For the bus.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you for your questions.
Yeah, there was a lot there. I think we got through all of them.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah. If not, send them over and we'll ignore them again.
Yeah.
Cool. Shall we do some Ginger Wisdom?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
We're into series 3, but I really like Ginger Wisdom.
Well, I've had a new feature every season.
Yeah. So you do say season?
I did, yeah.
Get out.
Fuck. I've had a new feature every series, but Ginger Wisdom has remained a stalwart, and I like it. It's good.
Yeah, I like it as well. Right, should we get into it?
Go.
So now it's time for
Ginger Wisdom!
Ginger Wisdom.
Okay, Ginger Wisdom. For first-time listeners, this is where I source inspirational quotes off the interweb, throw them at Gary, and see what he makes of them. I described Gary's mind the other day as the ball in a pinball machine.
Yeah, I really liked that.
So I feel I'm the pinball machine, and Gary's the ball. I say something to him, or he starts a train of thought, and his head, his brain just goes ding ding bling bing 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 all over the place. You don't really know where it's going to go,
and we're all trying to stop it falling down the hole.
Yeah, and it's my job to just keep score and see what the fuck happens. But yeah, so here we go. This is where we test this to its nth degree on Ginger Wisdom. Right. So the first one was sent in by a mate of mine, Jonathan Woolham.
Right.
He saw this, text me, said, I immediately thought of Gary.
Amazing.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
We can't control the sea, but we can learn how to surf the waves. We can't control the sea, but we can learn how to surf the waves. What are you saying?
Yeah.
You're saying yeah.
Yeah. We can't control the sea. So, we can't control the sea, but we can learn how to surf the waves. So, it's like saying, we don't know how to not overcome a problem. Wait a minute. All I can see is a fucking pinball and it's doing me head in.
Right.
Pinball machine.
For those, I mean, I was going to say, for those of you who can't see, which is everyone, because there's only me here, when he was really struggling with a quote, he shuts his eyes, crosses his arms, trying to cut out all of the external pressures of life just to focus on this one pinball machine.
I've still got the McDonald's menu up as well, and it's really distracting me on my laptop. Right,
sake.
okay.
Let me say it. Tell me again. Let me say it to you again. Right?
Yeah.
We can't control the sea. What's the sea in this analogy?
The sea, I'm going big life.
Life, great. But we can learn how to surf the waves.
Yeah. So we don't know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
All we can do is learn how to adapt to certain situations.
That's it.
Yeah, I like that one. I knew I understood it, but I was trying to put it in English in proper terms.
Yeah.
So we can't.
Put yourself into the map.
Yeah, I'm there. So again, I'm going to relate this to running as we do. So I'm going for a run. I don't know on my running route. Oh, here we go.
Go on.
On Sunday,
Ooh.
I was going for a long run.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And there's a bit on the route that I go to that was all flooded and muddy. This is not as conceptual as the phrase is intended, I think. But
Sure.
so I was like, fuck, shit, I'm going to lose 5 or 6 miles now off this long run because the bit I wanted to go to was flooded. So I had to adapt and overcome and just go on another route.
Yeah, I think you're in it. I think you understand it.
Yeah. So what is that? Adapt and overcome. That's a phrase, isn't it? Is that the Navy or something?
Could be, yeah.
Wait right there.
Have a Google.
Say goodbye to the McDonald's menu.
This reminded me of one of the very early Ginger Wisdom quotes that I threw to you, which is, oh God, I'm going to misquote this enormously.
Improvise, adapt and overcome.
What's that from?
The US Army Special Forces Green Berets.
That's very American, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very slogany.
But
Protect and serve.
improvise, adapt and overcome. That's the same thing, man. We don't know we can't control what the sea's doing.
Pretty much, yeah, man. Did you remember that one that we did, like I was saying, second or third episode in series 1, which was life is a shipwreck, but some of us are singing in the lifeboats. Do you remember that sort of thing?
Yeah.
It's a similar thing. That was
I
more about.
prefer this one.
Yeah, well, that was more about positivity. This is more about practical ways of getting through shit.
Yeah, the thing is with that one, it's not too inaccessible. It's not talking about fucking reaching for the stars and whatever, climbing every mountain.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of
More song lyrics.
Yeah.
I knew you were. That's why I went quiet. I was like, is he going to carry on? Yeah. But just as a, I don't know why I've thought of it. Well, I do know exactly why I've thought of this. When I was in Sri Lanka at the start of the year, I was in Marissa, right at the bottom of the island, and I thought, oh, those waves look big, so they'd be fun to play in. Not so much fun to play in.
No.
They were kicking my ass, man.
Did you go in?
Yeah, did I?
Ras.
You know those ones that break
Yeah,
quite close to shore and just go crash.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, that'd be fun. And I've done a bit of like farting about in waves before, and if when they get so big, you've got to dive underneath them. And I kept forgetting to dive underneath and tried to jump over the top of them, and they just folded me in half.
I couldn't think of anything worse.
I smashed my head off the fucking bottom of the ocean. I couldn't walk. Like it properly kicked my ass, man. So I couldn't control the sea, and I didn't learn how to surf the
like
waves.
a right fucking wanker.
There's no change there, is there? Honestly, mate, it kicked my ass.
I hate the sea. I like that phrase, Jonathan, but I hate the sea.
I hate the sea. Let's see what you think of this one. All right, this one. Okay, here we go. The man who says he can and the man who says he can't are both correct. The man who says he can and the man who says he can't are both correct. What are you saying? What are you saying?
The man who says he can and the man who says he can't are both correct.
Yeah.
So, but that feels like one of those negative inspirational quotes, because they're saying like, if you can't do it, then you're correct. When you're always drummed up, aren't you, when you're a kid, that there's no such word as can't.
Yeah, but what do you think this is? What do you think this is trying to get at? This quote.
That not everything is possible.
No, I think you're looking half empty. I think your glass is half empty there. What's the half full version of this quote?
That everything's possible.
Yeah.
No, but he's saying the man who says he can is correct.
Yeah.
And the man who says he can't is correct. So there's two blokes.
Two butchers.
Two butchers.
Yeah.
They're looking at a mountain.
Uh-huh.
One of them says, I can climb that.
Mm-hmm.
He's correct.
Mm-hmm.
The other butcher says, I can't climb that. He's correct.
Yep.
But why didn't he try it?
Because what's the difference between those two butchers?
One's a pessimist, one's an optimist.
Yeah, so what is this is Confucius. What's Confucius saying there about the power of thought?
Was that the name of Usher's album?
Confucius.
Confucius Part 2.
Are you all right? Did you hit your head in the sea in Sri Lanka? You div. No, serious. I think you're nearly there. So Butcher 1 says, I can climb that.
Yeah.
Butcher 2 goes, I can't climb that.
Yeah.
Confucius here is saying they're both correct. You then went on to say that one's pessimist, one's an optimist. What is Confucius saying about the power of thought there?
That you can do anything you put your mind to.
Kind of, yeah, but yeah. But this, what I really like this because
I don't understand it.
the idea here, I think, is you set your own limitations.
Who's Confucius?
Confucius is a Chinese philosopher.
Oh, let me guess. Was he from years ago?
Yeah, of course he was.
Yeah, of course he was.
No, listen to me. I
Go on,
want to
on,
inspire you.
go on.
Right? He's saying that you are in charge of your own destiny, right?
Yes.
These two butchers, if both of them said, I can do that, the power of positive thought and the application of that positive thought means they can both get to the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
If they both went, I can't do that, then you become a self-fulfilling prophecy of going, I can't do that thing. You know, so many people who we speak to, I couldn't run a marathon, me. Well, not with that fucking attitude, you can't.
Yeah, but then they're not correct, though, are they?
They are in that moment because they're not going to train. They're not going to do it. He's not talking about what is possible. He's talking about what is actually happening.
So their attitude. So his attitude is... His statement is correct, but his attitude is incorrect.
Possibly. But I don't know how you're not getting this.
I tell you what, Confucius, your fucking name's right, innit? Because I'm
Confusion.
very confused. Just...
You've made two gags out of his name now.
The first one was better, I think.
Yeah.
I was trying to get Confessions. That's the name of Usher's
These are
album.
my confusions.
Right.
Do you not like that?
No, because it doesn't make sense.
Why?
Because he's a Chinese philosopher from fucking 6,000 years ago, and it
So?
doesn't translate into this day and age.
Of course it does.
No, it doesn't. Two butchers are looking at they're playing Crash Bandicoot, right? One- on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
One of them says, I can do this. The other one says, I can't do this. They can't both be correct.
Yeah, they can because they're two separate people.
Ah, I love Crash Bandicoot. It's
Fully distracted now, listener.
it's gone.
It's gone.
I like the first one. I was
Yeah.
going to say improvise, adapt, and overcome, but
Well,
that's not
yeah.
the one, is it?
You don't like that one? I love that one. That puts that Confucius one. The man who says he can and the man who says he can't are both correct. That puts the power in you, sir, because it's saying if you put your mind to it and you believe in yourself, you can do it. If you don't,
Yeah, but why bring the other man into it then? What?
because he's then what he's saying is he's balancing it up by saying you have a choice here. You can or you can't. You can or you can't. You decide.
Yeah. Nah.
Nah. That's what I get.
Have you found that
Bring
one?
back fucking Ed Sheeran. He knew his shit.
He did, didn't
He
he?
knew
He
his
really
wisdom.
put me to shame. Oh.
What were you going to say?
Did you Google that one, or has someone sent that one in?
No, I've had that in
show
the back
one.
pocket for a while, yeah.
Yeah,
Not bothered.
No, I just don't understand it. I can't get my head around it.
That's fine. That's fine. There's not enough.
The pinball on this occasion has fully fell through the hole.
Yeah, game over. 3 lives lost. Well, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. New year, new decade, same old bollocks from behind the medal. Thank you very much for coming back and tuning in. If we've kept any listeners, by the way, from Ed Sheeran's episode, if there's any 14-year-old Venezuelan girl who's listening to this, I hope you found this one
good luck.
The back catalogue entertaining. Yeah, good. Gary's advice is good luck, which is probably astute.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll catch up with you next time on Behind the Medal. But this has been Series 3, Episode 1. It's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
Speak to you very, very soon.
Bye-bye.
Oh, hello there. It's Dean from Behind the Medal. If you enjoyed today's episode, why don't you head over to Twitter and follow us at Behind the Medal. Also over on Instagram at Behind the Medal. And wherever you listen to this podcast, why don't you give us a little like and subscribe. You can also leave a little review telling us how gorgeous our northern tones are. Thank you kindly. See you next time.